Hi, everybody. This is Paul from the Inland Empire Raw Food Meetup Group. And what I'm going to do today is a presentation I like to do called Dynamic Health for Free. First off, thank you, Tosca from rawOrganicMamas, for making this presentation possible. Please do take notes. I'm going to cover quite a bit of information. I like to do this presentation because so often I get that excuse, I want to be healthy, but it's so expensive. And that's just not true. Unfortunately, the mainstream media is trying to trick us into believing that being healthy is difficult, expensive, and boring. My suggestion, rather than listening to the media, is to listen to the heart. One of my favorite quotes is by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and he said, "Only the heart knows what is truly pure." So I'm going to cover 10 things that you can do that are super healthy and easy to do. Now there's way more than 10, but I narrowed it down to 10. Keep it simple. So here we go. Number 1, maintain a healthy vibration. Now this is a broad topic and also a very seemingly surreal, abstract topic, but I feel it's perhaps the most important. In a nutshell, emotions have a certain vibrational level. And this is based on a book, Power versus Force, by Dr. David Hawkins. Now, in our human lives, there are positive and negative emotions. The negative emotions, such as anger, fear, jealousy, worry, have a very negative effect on our health. A person can actually worry themselves to death. But on the opposite side, positive emotions such as love, peace, joy, gratitude can have an actually alkalizing effect on our health. Now, I'm sure being a raw, organic, healthy person, many of us know that when food is alkalizing, such as eating your salad greens, having green smoothies, and healthy foods, they're very alkalizing to the body. But if a person still eats healthy but has negative emotions, it could still lead to sickness. So it is very important to think very positive emotions such as love, peace, joy, and gratitude. So to show how powerful the word love is, I'm going to show a video by Dr. Masaru Emoto. And this is how Dr. Emoto's experiments affected how certain positive and negative words affected water. This is the word love, and it was placed on a bottle of water and frozen, and when it crystallized, it formed this crystal here. This is how the word thank you affected the bottle of water when it was frozen. Again, a very beautiful crystal. Love and appreciation. This is how the crystal formed with that message put on the bottle. Happiness. Again, we see the crystals. So as you can see, these different emotions have different effects on the water in the bottles that was being frozen. Quite a difference. Here's a negative one. And again, we see a massive difference between a negative and a positive. There's a negative. Here's a positive one. Just imagine if anger could do that to your insides. If thoughts can do that to water, imagine what our thoughts can do to us. Up to 60% of our body is water. Okay, here's an example of what I like to do with my drinking containers as well as my food containers. As we have clearly seen in Dr. Masaru Emoto's video, our vibrations and intentions have a profound effect on water. Water is everywhere, our food, our drink, and most importantly, ourselves. This is a phenomenon that science hasn't even come close to fully explaining, but I know this is very important and that's why it's number one on the list. So I encourage exploring this further in awesome websites, one of which is called Love or Above by Christy Marie Sheldon. On a side note, if you're interested in purchasing bottles such as these, here's the website for that. Okay, going on to number 2 in our presentation, practice meditation. So meditation can definitely contribute to both health and longevity. Meditation helps you let go of stress and it vitalizes your energy centers. There are many techniques and many teachers of meditation representing dozens of cultures and a multitude of traditions. Personally, I prefer japa meditation. Now, the particular meditation program I used, if you're interested, it was from a book by Dr. Wayne Dyer called Getting in the Gap. It worked for me. It was very simple to understand, and I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or a similar site. Now, I practice this every morning, and it has been so beneficial in many ways. So please practice meditation. Number 3, do deep breathing exercises daily. Now, much like meditation, and on a side note, this can go hand in hand with meditation because I do deep breathing just before I meditate, and it has been very important to me. There are a number of super healthy deep breathing exercises. Some of my personal favorite ones come from Superpower Breathing by Paul Bragg. I also like to do the bellows breath in combination with my exercise. And there is also another breath pattern that I use before I meditate, and it's very effective, and I'll be happy to demonstrate that right now. So the bellows breath is a very rapid breath, and it's through the nose like so. Now the bellows breath really opens and closes the lungs very rapidly, and it is also a fantastic exercise. And then I follow it with a certain breath pattern where I take a very deep breath and I hold that breath for approximately 7 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, until I get to 7, and then I exhale. So I do that a total of 7 times. So that pattern is inhale as much as you can, hold it for 7 seconds, and then once the 7 seconds are over, exhale. And that's one of my favorite breathing exercises, and it clears my mind and makes me very relaxed. And then I meditate, and my meditation just goes so well. So, very powerful. I've heard it said, when you control your breath, you control your emotions. Breathing is very important. I know it sounds simple, very important to do. So I really encourage you to do deep breathing exercises daily. Okay, going into number 4, exercise daily. And I would add consistently. Now again, broad topic, there are multitudes of exercises. I know some of you might have gym memberships. I do as well. Some of you have favorites. Some of you prefer aerobics. My advice is to do what works best for you. Do your personal favorites and do them consistently. We all need to exercise. My personal favorites are Qigong, rebounding or jumping on a trampoline, and hiking. So make it fun. Enjoy your exercise. That was an easy one. Okay, number 5, earthing. So earthing simply is getting in touch with the ground. Throughout time, we humans have sat, stood, strolled, and slept on the ground. The skin of our bodies touching the skin of the earth. That's the way it used to be. And throughout time, such ordinary contact served as a conduit for transferring the earth's natural, gentle, negative charge underfoot into the body. You see, we are bioelectrical beings living on an electrical planet. Modern lifestyle, unfortunately, has disconnected us from this primordial charge. Earthing is the landmark discovery that the disconnect may make us more vulnerable to stress and illness. Contact with the earth appears to uphold the electrical stability of our bodies and serve as a foundation for vitality and health. So, in an age of rampant chronic inflammation and disease growing, grounding ourselves by reconnecting with the earth beneath our very feet provides a way back to better health. In my opinion, the best way to ground is simply walking barefoot as much as possible. What we're looking at here is an experiment with sunflowers. All 4 sunflowers that you see here were identical on day 1. The top 2 sunflowers were grounded with a wire connected to a rod into the ground. The bottom 2 were not. What you're looking at here is the result after 7 days, and as you can clearly see, the grounded sunflowers are still full and vibrant. The bottom 2 are wilting. On a side note, the term barefoot and pregnant, for all you raw organic mamas, barefoot and pregnant was a literal term. When a woman was with child in the early days, it was natural for her to be outside and barefoot, getting that all-important energy from the ground. Going into number 6, forage for wild edible plants. Okay, this is an entire class in itself. Again, what we're looking at here is a picture of lamb's quarter or goosefoot. Lamb's quarter grows wild all over our area. In fact, I'm confident that some is growing within walking distance of where you live. There are literally thousands of wild edible weeds, and my best advice is to research them. Lamb's quarter, for example, is similar to spinach in taste and even has the oxalic acid that spinach has. It has more calcium than kale and is a great protein source. It requires no care and can grow up to 10 feet tall. I like using lamb's quarter as an example because, like many weeds, it's free, it requires no care, and it's like having 10-foot tall spinach right outside your door. Now again, this is a broad topic, so I encourage you to research the many fantastic wild edible plants, and a great source is Wild Edibles by Sergei Botenko. This is the book Wild Edibles by Sergei Botenko, and I don't know if I wrote that down. Okay, I got the name right, but the title I believe is Wild Edibles, so I apologize for that one. The secretary is being severely punished. Okay, number 7. Get enough sunshine. This process of getting sunshine is called heliotherapy, which essentially is taking in solar energy. It goes without saying that all living things on Earth depend on solar energy. We talked about higher vibrational energies, such as love. Many unhealthy people are suffering from anxiety, worry, and frustration, as we have mentioned earlier. And when a nervous person lies in the sunshine, The sun's soothing gentle rays give them what their nerves and body are crying out for, and that's relaxation. Sunshine is a health tonic and a great healer. So, as you bask in the warm sunshine, millions of nerve endings absorb the solar energy and transform and store them into more vital force energy for your nerves and body. I would say moderation is the key. If a person is fair skinned, they just need to be mindful of what time to bask in the sun. Mornings and late afternoons may be more appropriate. So, given the opportunity, I like to sun gaze in the late afternoon when the sun is setting and it's in its red spectrum. As we can see already, there are so many opportunities to multitask. For example, I like to hike, go barefoot, sun gaze, and forage for wild animal plants simultaneously. Personally, I avoid all sunscreens. This is something that the mainstream media has backwards. Most commercial sunscreens are toxic, and even the all natural ones I would avoid as well. The skin simply needs to breathe. So, if you can bask in the sun and do it in moderation, you'll do quite well. I would do it without sunscreen. That's my personal preference. I'm not telling you what you should do, but a good alternative is coconut oil if you insist on putting something on your skin. Coconut oil is a good way to go for that. Okay, going into number 8. EFT, which is an acronym for Emotional Freedom Technique. This is a discovery that combines ancient Chinese acupressure and modern psychology. You can learn more about tapping at tappingsolution.com. Here's the website for that if you'd like to see some very easy to use videos that will show you clearly where the points are, and you can literally tap yourself on your own body at certain meridian points. And EFT is so amazing. I use it myself. I can clearly tell you it is nothing short of amazing. It works. And you can use it for everything. And I mean everything. People have used it to cure themselves of addictions. They've used it to fight stress. Many athletes use it to improve their performance. You can use EFT if you're in a bad relationship and you feel really bad about something your spouse said, and you can tap on that and just clear any blockage that's bothering you. Or you can also use EFT to promote more abundance in your life. If you want to become luckier or become more confident for that job interview, EFT can work for everything. So I really encourage you to look at the tappingsolution.com. I believe it's it's a free site. Just go there and they'll tell you exactly how to do it. It's a very easy process. This is something that is really, in my opinion, going to change the world. So go ahead and look at that website when you have a chance. An amazing technique. Okay, going into number 9, practice gratitude. I've heard it said that gratitude is one of the purest forms of truth. Personally, I make it a point to practice gratitude every morning, and I have a list in my planner of all the things that I'm grateful for, and I reflect on those things every morning. So, in the book we mentioned earlier, Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins, the vibration of love he measured to be about 500, yet the vibration of gratitude is up at 700. And of course, I like to label my food containers with the word gratitude as well as love. As many of us know, we attract more of what we focus on. Let me say that again. We attract more of what we focus on. And I know a lot of you have heard that if you heard about some documentaries called The Secret. But that is true. We attract more of what we focus on. When a person is a chronic worrier, what do they attract more of? Worry. And that's really sad. So, when we make a gratitude list or when we reflect on things we are grateful for, we are actually attracting more of the same. When we're grateful for our children, when we're grateful for our health, when we are grateful for our finances, whether they're large or small, when we're grateful for what we have, gratitude can turn a simple meal into a feast. So when you make it a practice to just reflect on things you're grateful for every morning and do it consistently, you will attract more of the same. That's right, you will. It's scientific. I cannot explain it, but it is so true. So if you have a pad of paper or a planner or a special notebook that you like, I just keep it right next in a real important place. And when you wake up, you just maybe meditate and afterwards practice the things you're grateful for, reflect on those things, and just make it a point and take the time to practice gratitude. It is well worth the time. Okay, number 10. Sleep enough and learn to sleep well. Now, during sleep, our body rejuvenates and our brain has a chance to rearrange data that was stored at temporary sites during the day. We need to go into a deep sleep in order for our body and mind to be thoroughly renewed. It's not such a matter of time, but a matter of quality. So, a good rule of thumb is to clear your mind of negative thoughts and emotions before going to sleep. And you can meditate on or visualize something beautiful before going to sleep. A good rule of thumb is to power everything down well before going to sleep. I like to make sure my room is pitch black before sleeping. With sleep, I would say quality is better. Now, when I became a raw foodist and I was eating a cleaner diet, I found that I actually slept less because I became so healthy that I slept less. I actually slept 2 hours less. But the thing is, the quality of my sleep improved because my diet improved. And so, quality is very important. So, it's not always quantity, but we do need enough. But sometimes it's quality that counts. So those are 10 free things that you can do easily for fantastic health. Like I said, there are far more than 10, but just doing some of these can be so dramatic for your overall health. So this is Paul signing off, wishing you the best happiness and health ever with lots of love and galaxies of gratitude. Keep having healthy babies, and I hope to see you at the Inland Empire Raw Food Meetup Group. And if you're not a member of our Raw Food Meetup group, it's a free group, and we have monthly raw newsletters for you that you can download anytime you want. And I'll go ahead and take you to that YouTube page. Let me go ahead and escape out of here. Okay, so this is our YouTube page. You were just watching this video. So if you want to know how to become a member of our Meetup site, just go to the About Us tab right here. And there's our Inland Empire Raw Food Meetup group. You just go ahead and click on that. And that'll take you right to our Meetup page. And Dynamic Health is fun and easy. This is our upcoming meetups coming up this Saturday, June 14th, Treating Cancer Naturally. You're welcome to come to that. You don't even have to sign up. You can just show up if you want. And if you want our monthly raw newsletter, just go to the More tab, go to our files, and there you are. These are all our monthly newsletters. And also in this file section, there's plenty of raw recipes, hundreds of raw recipes in our newsletters. So that's our site. Pay no attention to that funny looking guy in the top hat. That's not me. It's only a picture of me. Just kidding. Okay, so this is Paul signing off, and have the best day ever.